Heroes, villains, a tale as old as time, and the never-ending battle to protect truth and justice from those who thrive on chaos and bloodshed. Come with us as we peel back the mask on your beloved Crusaders of Light and dive deep into the dark and twisted abyss of your most feared and hated harbingers of doom. Follow your host, Power Maximus, and everyone's favorite demigod, Lord Triage, as they take a trip down the rabbit hole that is everything super. So, are you a hero or a villain? Either way, find that super suit and suit up for the Super Breakdown.
What is up? What is up? We are back again. Another awesome week, another awesome show. Welcome to the Super Breakdown. I'm Power Maximus, and we're here with everyone's favorite demigod, Lord Triage, and Darth Legacy himself, Jason M40. We back at it again. What's good, guys? How's the week been?
Chilling, live my best life.
Oh, as always, as you should. What about you, Jay?
Oh, absolutely. This week was good, and it is getting freezing out.
Yeah, man. It's supposed to be like below zero tonight, below freezing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. Better put
no.
that heat up. Better put that heat up. Nah, man. Yeah, my week's been good. Had did a little business this week. Got a lot of things done. Halloween just passed. Had a good time Halloween, but and then on top of that, just like the honestly the shows that I've been watching this last week have just like all been amazing, and including the show that we talking about tonight. It's been absolutely amazing. Like, all right, dude, since Agatha's done, we gotta talk about Agatha at some point, because that ending, whoa, we gotta talk about that at some point, real soon. But nah, man, today we talking about, well, we're doing a character breakdown, and then we're doing a review cast. I say that, and we're doing it that way because in order to understand how uh the relevance of Colin Farrell's portrayal of Penguin and Matt Reeves and HBO Max's original series The Penguin, in order to understand how pinnacle that is, you got to know where their character came from, what the character is usually depicted as. In order to see how different this is, even from the Penguin in Gotham, which I enjoyed him. I definitely enjoyed the Penguin from Gotham and his portrayal. Even apparently Danny DeVito, also previous portrayal was honestly he was a second portrayal of Penguin live action, right?
I mean, yeah,
I
if we're counting
so.
Adam West's Batman Penguin from the '60s.
Yeah, we'll count it. Yeah, so he was the second, and then the Gotham was the third, and then now Colin Farrell's the fourth, and I think he's killing it. I think he's doing an amazing fucking job. I don't know. That's just me.
I agree.
Like, it's so different. It's so different from
it's
any other portrayal.
It's like the most realistic, brutal, raw version of like the real world Penguin that we've seen, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this took the Gotham Penguin and pretty much took that and just that portrayal and elevate it to a whole nother level.
Mm,
You know,
I agree.
I don't know. I've been enjoying it. What about you? What about you, Triage?
I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, so I think we got like 2 more episodes.
Yes, 2 more.
Yeah, and then oh man, Sophia Falcone. I'm sorry, Gigante. My bad. Let me not disrespect.
She's gonna find you and kill you, bro.
Let me not disrespect, because ooh, like that like just so raw, just so like man, I love it. I love the characters so much. It's by she's played by Kristen Milioti, I believe. Oh man, like, and I've seen her in a few other things, and it's still like the same way. Her acting is just so raw and so fierce.
It's
And then there's
interesting because she's actually British, right?
I'm not too sure. I don't know. I
I
don't
think
know.
she has a very like heavy British accent as well. And in the
No.
show, she's super heavy Italian speaking.
No. She's from Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's from Jersey. That's a Jersey
Oh,
girl.
well, that makes so much more sense then. Never mind. Forget what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think you're mistaking her for somebody else, because she looks like another actress, and I can never remember her name. Um, but yeah, man, but we're gonna get into like the cast, and because this is a really dope cast. And bringing all these different kinds of actors together, it's so awesome, and there's a lot of decently known names in the cast as well.
Hmm.
So definitely. So, Josh, if you wouldn't mind, take us down this rabbit hole into this igloo that is the Penguin. Who is he? Where did he come from?
So Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot is actually one of the original enemies of the Batman, spanning back all the way back to the 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
As a young man, Oswald would constantly be ridiculed by his peers because of his appearance being short, pudgy, and having a long, pointed nose. That, along with his distinct walk, is what earned him the nickname the Penguin.
Mm.
Now, his mother actually had ran a pet store for exotic birds, which also fueled his fascination with birds. And here's a little snippet. So, as a young man, Oswald's father died after being caught in a thunderstorm walking home one day. He died of pneumonia. So after that, his mother made him carry an umbrella everywhere he went.
Oh, that is interesting.
Okay. All right.
Which
No,
which
I
all,
love this.
I never knew that. I thought that was just like, his character.
which also added to his ridicule, because whether it was sunning, whether it was sunny, whether it was springtime, whether the sun was shining, whether it was fall, he always had an umbrella with him, no matter where he went. And this is from childhood all the way to adulthood. And then it wasn't until one day when a kid was ridiculing him, where he damn near beat the kid to death with the umbrella, that people started to give him a bit of a wide berth.
That sounds like the Penguin.
No, absolutely. But even though like these portrayals have been so different, they it there's still there's certain things that have still stayed the same. The umbrella, the walk, clearly, you know what I mean? But even just like for backstory, there hasn't been really too much playing around with his backstory. He's always been very, very close with his mother. And he's always like really tried to take care of his mother. And that also kind of fueled his like on a like psychological scale. It kind of gives a deeper backstory to that part. And they really dug deep on that in Gotham.
So, from what I'm gathering, is that they gave his family a bit of a revamp. So, Are you guys aware of the five families?
The five founding families of Gotham.
Yes.
Yes,
The
yes.
Waynes. I do know the Cobblepots were one of them. I don't remember the rest.
So the roster tends to change depending on the material, but it's usually depicted as being the Waynes, the Kanes, the Elliots,
Oh yeah.
the Arkhams, and then the Cobblepots.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I
Yes.
remember. I remember because the
I
Kanes
knew.
were cousins to the Waynes, and then the Arkhams. Bruce's mother is an Arkham.
Correct. And then
Yes.
Elliot, it go refers to like Thomas Elliot, who was Hush,
Mm-hmm.
who was Bruce Wayne's
Yes.
best friend. So
Yeah.
it is mentioned in certain medias and certain stories that the Cobblepots basically fall out of favor or their fortune dries up, is what results to Oswald turning to crime. Like if you play the Arkham games, it's
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that the Waynes actually put the Cobblepots out of business. That's one of the reasons why Oswald Cobblepot hates Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. I did not know that part.
Jay, did you ever watch the Batman that was on like WB, like Warner Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you remember, that's the storyline that they went with for that show between him and Bruce.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a
That's just,
while.
yeah. I recently rewatched it like late last year.
I mean, that was my show when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
same here. Same here. And then I like that portrayal of Penguin as well.
I
Like
like
Yes.
that portrayal because that Penguin actually got froggy. He was
yeah,
not against
he
fighting.
had them hands. He had hands and feet. Hands and feet.
Yeah.
Like he put Batman on his ass quite a few times. Yep. Like
Classic
that show was
top
pretty cool.
hat Penguin.
Yep. Fucking kind of like a James Bond, but his umbrella is like James Bond gadget. Fucking spikes, guns, grenades. Fucking it's a jet.
Every single time I think of the Penguin, I literally always think of Danny DeVito doing his penguin laugh. Like that's what I think about when I think of the Penguin. I think of Danny DeVito doing his side to side waddle as the Penguin, putting out his umbrella, doing his penguin laugh, like in the movie.
For me, like that was a little before me. So don't worry, I watched it, but my first first time being introduced to the Penguin, for me had to be the animated series.
Mm.
Yep, had to be when I watched the animated series. So I kind of always go back to that Penguin sometimes. But no, and it's absolutely the character is amazing. So like the first appearance of him, like comic book wise, trying to think. I know it was by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Sorry, didn't mean to laugh at that one, but it was Detective Comics number 58 and like 41.
Correct.
And that's the first time we see him, and then like he is regularly reoccurring from the golden age to silver age to the post crisis new 52 and even through rebirth. So like he's like a strong like constant character throughout all the revamps and crisis and post crises. And so I like the fact that they're starting to dig more into this character now, because like I said, I thought they did really really well in the Batman. It was really really well done. They brought the character out of, like, I feel like they've always had him as like he's a criminal, he's all he wants to do is his big thing is money, and he's
Yes.
trying to carry out all these crimes, but he's also a little incompetent, and so somewhere somehow he always ends up messing up. Batman easily finds a flaw in something. But now they're making him more of a force.
Yes, I agree. I feel like now you actually understand that the Penguin is an actual criminal mastermind, you know?
Yeah.
And
He's a real problem.
I think over time, just the popularity with the character, people just got drawn to it. The fascination of it, you know, this person being similar to an animal, a bird, in his physical appearance, yet he's one of the most dangerous, you know, criminals in Gotham, like a kingpin.
Yeah,
What?
I remember back in the day, I never really took Penguin seriously until like honestly Gotham, and you know, just seeing that like them really fledging out that, you know, the Penguin's character from the actual comics is an actual force. He is literally described as a criminal, a master criminal who aspires to be wealthy, powerful, and respected, or at least feared by Gotham's high elites.
And
You
that's
know what I mean?
that's a force.
Yeah, because Oz pulls off some fuckery shit when shit gets froggy. Oz is what wants all the smoke.
Absolutely. Like
So
even says like although he often delegates the dirty work to all his henchmen, he's not above taking aggressive, lethal actions on his own, especially when provoked or insulted.
now here's the funny thing with that.
Mm-hmm.
So the story that did it for me was there was a collection of short stories called the Joker Asylums, and he basically
Yep.
told these short stories from these different characters' opinions, or excuse me, from these different characters' points of view. So there is a scene where the Penguin's basically having dinner with his girlfriend, and how while he's whining and dining her and he's talking to her, the cook in the kitchen, who happened to be on the floor, was laughing in his direction. So he thought the cook was laughing at him.
Just happened to be laughing in his direction.
Yes.
Wow.
So he goes immediately to 10, filled with rage, all kinds of hate. Next thing you know, she notices it. She tells him to calm down. He relaxes. They go back to their dinner, right? So a few days later, that building had a new owner, and the restaurant was forced to close, and all the staff members were fired. A few days later after that, the cook found out that his girlfriend had been deported back to her home country. His best friend had been arrested for child pornography.
Dude.
Despite being insisted that he was framed. A few days after that, new tenants had moved in just above the cook and began blasting rock music all hours of the day and night. Despite the fact that he complained multiple times to the landlord stopped taking his calls.
Bro.
A few days after that, the church that the cook attended was bizarrely infested with killer bees and had to close. Then it was closed and destroyed and bulldozed up for a park. And then the chef, who was a recovering alcoholic, found that a 24-hour liquor store opened up across the street from his apartment.
Wow.
Less than 2 months after he had crossed the paths with the Penguin, a night janitor found the chef had hanged himself in a bathroom.
Wow.
Now, I will just say that I think it speaks immense volumes that the Penguin got his revenge, and he did not even have to lift a finger to do the killing. He made this person's life so miserable after the fact, just because he thought this person laughed at him. This person's life became so miserable they killed themselves.
Yeah.
And
That's
the day
wild.
after that, the Penguin scanned the obituaries.
That's crazy. And like, you know, people forget, like you were saying, like in the Batman, man got hands, judo,
Yes.
fencing, jujitsu, and bare knuckle boxing.
Which is pretty amazing.
But it's also one of those things where it makes sense because you figure the modern day kid, like Jay, I don't know about you, and Power, I know you've had to deal with it before too. People judging you or trying to mistreat you because of what you liked or what you were into or what you cared for. I had to let a few people know that I'm not the one and wound up getting into quite a few fights because one way or another, people were going to leave me the fuck alone.
No, absolutely.
Correct.
So if you correlate that to someone who's modern day, especially in a town that's run by the mob,
Oh yeah.
who was inspiring to be someone, like when he tells that story to
Vic.
no, not Vic, to Alberto Falcone
Oh yeah.
about the dude who ran his neighborhood and how much respect he had for him,
And that they threw a parade in his honor.
right? When he died. Like that showed the type of aspiration he had. So if that was your local hero, the guy who was literally considered untouchable, and that's the guy you want to be like, oh, ain't no one gonna mistreat me.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
That's his biggest thing. That is his peeve right there. He
disrespect.
He wants the respect after the fact.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't just want it while I'm here. Nah, I'm gonna do something so big that they're gonna remember it when I'm gone.
Yes, exactly.
And they hit the nail on the head when they were writing the Penguin. Nail on the damn head.
I'm so happy that they did not give Colin Farrell a monocle.
Oh yeah. But I feel like to replace the monocle, they did the scar on the side of his face.
Very true.
Well, it's also one of those things like where there's usually some backstory behind why he wore it. Like in Gotham, he wound up taking like a ricochet that damaged one of his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. See, that makes so much more sense.
So it's like there's usually a reason that they could work into the story, or like in the Arkham games, he was hit in the face. That's the bottom of a bottle. It's like lodged into his face.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there is that one. Yep.
And then and how he said
bottle top.
They said that to him. There's like, it makes he's like, it makes me look distinguished. He's like, you should have seen the guy who did it though. That poor bastard. He wound up trying to cross the Gotham freeway in the middle of rush hour, except he was missing both of his eyes. That shit was hilarious.
Oh damn.
That is so messed up.
Yo.
But it's that backwards type of revenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like he's gonna get you back one way or another, and you're not ever gonna see it coming.
He wants you to feel that pain.
Mm-hmm. And now let's talk about this. Like he's not just using his hands. This man got machine guns, swords, knives, rocket launchers, laser blasters, flamethrowers, acid, poison, gas. He has all that, and then like his umbrella is like bulletproof.
His umbrella is okay. First of all, he can fly with his umbrella. Okay.
Yeah. I was
let's
just
not
about
forget
to say
that.
that. The helicopter. because sometimes it's helicopter blades, and the other time, and then I believe in the Batman, it was like a rocket in the handle.
Yeah, yep.
The point is, it can fly.
He's like, hey, I saw her first, and he just takes off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that episode when him and Catwoman were going back and forth trying to steal these idols.
Hmm.
Yep. They were literally trying to steal the same item, and they just kept like going back and forth. They kept stealing it from each other as they're like running away. But dude, yeah, this character has a lot of depth, and I think they're just now really starting to get into that and dig into it.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially
Mm.
like before, I don't think in any of the other like alterations of the Penguin we've found out so much of like the backstory.
No, yeah, absolutely. So to answer your question, Eddie, I think that was the one from the Batman that had like the rocket in the handle, and that was the one that was on WB. It's literally called The Batman. It was a really good show. It had like 3 seasons, and brought in like all of Batman's villains. Brought most. You're right, most of his villains, and as well as Robin and Batgirl.
Now, did you ever hear the duality clause with the characters?
Between
So apparently, there's this thing with DC where a character can only be used on so many platforms at once.
yeah.
Oh.
So,
Yep.
like for example, if you watch the Batman, the one that was on the WB or CW, whichever one it was at the time.
Yeah, WB, yeah.
So if you watched it on that, you notice that Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl before Dick Grayson becomes Robin. And the reason why that is because the Teen Titans was still going on.
Yep. That's interesting. That's why we didn't see Batman in the Arrowverse, except for clearly the amazing betrayal by the late and great Kevin Conroy in that was it the Batgirl episode of Crisis?
I think that would have done more harm than good anyway, because the whole point of that series to me was to differentiate Oliver from Bruce Wayne so much while also acknowledging their similarities. So like I think like him squaring off against Batman, like while that would have been fun, it would have been cool, that would have done more harm than good.
No, yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. But that was the reason why, because they already had other Batman projects going on. But so that was the main reason why he didn't get brought in. And so, but now if you look at it with Superman, Superman and Lois started after Henry, after like in that time period when they didn't have any Superman content going on. And then also, if you notice, they're ending Superman and Lois, right? Because they currently have the My Adventures with Superman on HBO Max, plus they're doing Superman Legacy. So that's two other medias. So that definitely makes sense. That's exactly what they've been doing.
Listen, it hurts me in my bones that Henry Cavill will not be Superman anymore. It really does.
It does.
But I agree.
But I'm not gonna put the cart before the horse. I've done it before. I've had my opinions, but I've been wrong before, and I'm a big enough man to admit that. I'll give it a chance. But back to my man Oz.
Yes.
So the one thing that I will say about Oswald and the way he grew up is the fact that it gave him an appreciation or a desire or want for the finer things in life. And you see that in the way he dresses, the cars he drives, the things he does, the food he eats, the wine he drinks. Like but he's also, to me, he's not an arrogant character. He's also extremely humble at times too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yes.
No, absolutely. Because he wants all these things, but he understands where he is, and he remembers where he came from, and you remember how hard it was for him coming up, and and all he wanted was somebody to say, "Yo, you can do it." And so he's like, "I'm gonna be that person." Like you said, when he gave that story, he wants to be that person, that
is able to provide and help people so that
yeah.
they do remember it.
Yeah, he's one of those
However
dudes that want to bring the
narcissistic
hood
that
up with him.
is.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like he's also somebody that wants to bring the hood up with him. Because remember, he idolized a guy, because of the the popularity and fame and love he had, right? But he also idolized a guy, for like, the fact that he was giving back to his community. He didn't just idolize what the guy had, he idolized what the guy did too.
Absolutely.
So that's why we see in Colin Farrell's portrayal of the Penguin, as he had, like you said, he has that humble side to him. He like you said, Triage, he eats, he wines, dines fancy, tries to live upper scale, drive fancy cars and stuff like that, but he's still willing to give back to where he came from. And I really, really enjoy that about this character. He's not very one-dimensional.
I agree. You really see in depth of his character.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, now the show itself, well, actually, hold on, let's take a quick break. Let's hear from some of our friends in the podcast community and the Blurred community. They're doing some big things out here. Y'all need to go check them out. One of them is on right now. Lady Mandalore with Room for the Blurred. She on right now. But yeah, let's hear what they got to say.
Going on, everybody, Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Room Full of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I will have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this: you're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
All right, and we're back. So right now, I'm gonna put up this spoiler warning for y'all. From here on out, we're gonna be talking about specific episodes and certain things that are happening within the show. So spoiler warnings. If you have not watched the show and or finished the show yet, just giving you a heads up from this point forward. So yeah, let's get into this. So now, when they first announced this show, I was very, I was a little hesitant. You know what I mean? Because the Penguin played a decent size role in Matt Reeves the Batman. But I didn't think that he was a character that I would have enjoyed watching a show specifically about that character. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it at all. So
Oh,
yeah.
well,
So go
I
ahead.
think that's one of those things where it's the premise of the show because it. So with you said with the universe they're building inside the quote unquote Batman universe where Batman is Robert Pattinson. This universe needs to be a little bit more grounded in reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much like
Or real
what
world.
could be done or what could be pushed. Like my sister said once that she loved Tim Burton's Batman because she felt like Tim Burton picked you up and dropped you in the comics, where Christopher Nolan brought the characters into the real world and kind of shrunk them down to scale.
Mm-hmm.
Like he made his characters embrace the most what's authentic aspects of their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that, it made the characters a lot more relatable to regular people. So I think with this being what it was with modern day society, because everybody's had something they wanted to change about themselves, whether it be their height, their weight, their complexion. Shit, in some cases, we even goes as far as race and gender.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever you need to do to adjust your persona of who you are to become who you believe you should be, people do that. So that whole thing with them revealing how he's got the gimp foot and that's why he walks the way he does, I think that gave him that level of relatability. And then when they grounded it in this criminal world where you have all this backstabbing and who knows what and who's doing what to who, so it's like, to me it comes off almost like it's like I don't want to say quite like Martin Scorsese, but it gives that clear-cut criminal mob vibe. Like it reminds me like a show like Power or Force.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. It's to me, it's not. This isn't a comic book show. It doesn't feel like a comic book show to me. It feels like a crime show.
I agree. Yes.
Like it's like they have done an amazing job at really immersing you into the criminal element of Gotham, because the majority of the time we're seeing it from the hero's point of view. We're always seeing Gotham from the hero's point of view. Either we're seeing it from Batman's point of view, or in Gotham we're seeing it from Jim Gordon's point of view. Now we're getting to see Gotham, the underbelly of Gotham. We're getting to see what really goes on underneath Gotham and just that real dark, grittiness of the crime that really goes on in Gotham.
Yes. You actually get to see how dark the city of Gotham truly is, like itself, how decimated it is, and how awful, like, economic areas. Like, you actually get to see how bad the city is criminally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently it's in Jersey.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this show set. No, it was a comic book or something that pinned Gotham in New Jersey.
I always thought of it as being New York, but all right, it's fine.
Yeah, I did too. But yeah, no, and that was a lot of people. They're like, "What? No, that's New York. No, that's New York." And then like the creators had to set it straight. Then no, that's Jersey. It's in Jersey. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, one person, first, and then like I said, I wanted to talk about this cast. Let's talk about this cast. Colin Farrell doing an amazing job as playing Oswald Cobb, and his name's not even Cobblepot in the show. It's Oswald Cobb.
So they claim that they shortened the Cobb because I still don't understand, because Cobblepot to me still comes. Once again, I don't want this to sound insensitive or racial or anything, because it doesn't end in a vowel, so it's like it's not technically considered an Italian name. But I mean, I don't know if that's why they did it or not, but that's why I thought they were going with it, why they shortened it.
Well, I also think it was more so because maybe the name Cobblepot was like their grandparents' name and stuff like that immigrated over. You know what I'm saying? And so over time, like especially with a lot of immigration, like the last names get changed or got changed back then. Because it was either too hard for the person working the desk to pronounce, and so they were just putting whatever name down they wanted, or they were shortening the name because they couldn't spell it all. And so that's how a lot of the modern last names, or at least Italian last names, have been changed from their original name. So I think that's more so what they were kind of getting at. So the Cobblepots were the wealthy ones. The Cobbs are not. Yet they're the same bloodline.
Right. And it could also be one of those things where they might have that. It still might be the same thing, but it's like, 'cause they never explained, because the Cobblepots could be one of the founding 5 families in the series, and we could find out that the reason why he doesn't go by Cobblepots because they're not well off.
No, yeah, that's a possibility too.
Absolutely,
that would work very well.
Point.
Because a lot of that stuff gets pre-hinted to in the Batman movie, because you see him talk about the whole thing with the Waynes and the Canes and the Arkhams, and how they had their stuff that they were trying to pull off, and then that was what led to Carmine Falcone. That's what led to him coming to power after he did his favor for Mr. Thomas Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
He was the
now.
snip.
Have you guys heard the conspiracy with the 5 families?
I
like a specific conspiracy.
So
I don't think
yes.
I have.
So it's supposed to be that at the turn of the century, the Gotham Treasury was like robbed, and this basically bankrupted. This basically bankrupted the town, and then the 5 families basically came in and they started buying up all the rights to the land, the minerals, the water, and they basically rebuilt the town from the ground up, while putting their name and their stamp on everything. Now,
exactly.
Not realizing, now no one ever realized apparently that the treasury was robbed by the 5 families.
Oh wow.
Boy.
And apparently it was like a well-kept secret from father to son that, our money comes from X, Y, and Z. Our money didn't come from X, Y, and Z, but it's reinforced by X, Y, and Z. So it's like, if anyone ever fell out of power, came on hard times, or had a deal that didn't work, they could always know that they were reimbursed because they still had the nest egg from the robbery. And it's like
it's like they will always have a chance to be in power.
Correct. And it's supposed to be like millions of dollars in fucking silver, gold, jewels, all kinds of shit. And it's supposed to be that secret was kept from father and son. It was passed down. And then when Bruce Wayne found out about it, he was like, well, I was never told this. And he's like, your father didn't get a chance to tell you. And he was like, but my father was an honorable man. He was a surgeon. He was a doctor. There's no way he'd have stood by and let this happen. And then that's when he realized that must be the reason why Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne were mysteriously mugged and killed.
Highly interesting.
Wow. I've never heard that one. That's crazy.
That makes so much more sense. Like, to me, that kind of explains why it is the way it is in comparison to a healthier city.
Because this was all supposed to get tied in and explained, and like a version I heard about from fucking it was supposed to be like a version of Batman Returns where all this was supposed to get explained. I guess like it didn't happen. So that was going to be explained why the criminals, if you watch the original Batman, why Jack Napier and his boys rolled up on them, made it look like a mugging, and it shot them both.
Wow.
Right?
Jeez. So now, if the Cobblepots were a part of the families, my thing is, if that theory was true, how would their fortune have dried up and then not end up getting back in power?
So the whole thing was supposed to be is that the fortune was locked away, and there was supposed to be a way that had to be accessed, but you had to have all 5 family members or the representative of the family to access said treasure. You got to remember, the Waynes put the Cobblepots out of business. And then Oswald's father died when he was a kid.
Oh.
So, yeah.
He never got to pass on the info.
These different families pushing other families out for more power.
Right? And you got to remember, between the Canes, the Waynes, and the Arkhams, they're all related now.
That's so twisted, man. So twisted.
And then Thomas Elliot, he tried to kill both his parents so he could inherit their fortune. But Thomas Wayne saved his mother, memory serves me correctly. So, like I said, this is why I say, like, the way this works and the way it ties in, it's like, okay, this actually makes a lot of sense.
No, absolutely. Like I said, it's very grounded in an aspect, and like something, and it's created a world where a scenario like that is highly possible in this world. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that's happening and the stuff that's being done in the show, the acts, it all feels like it's properly placed. It feels like, all right, that makes sense that this would happen.
Yes.
I love the world building that Matt Reeves set up in the Batman movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. I think I said this
I think
a few shows ago.
I think like all this stuff, that we're seeing that's happening is so believable. It is because they've showed the raw. I think that corruption is really all what it comes down to in the show. Like the city of Gotham has so corrupt from the inside that
like it's literally all corrupt from the top down.
Yes, exactly. And all the good people that want to do their jobs, that really want to do their job.
Well, but see, I also think that goes back to the whole thing with the founding of the city, because the city has been run by the mob since the Depression.
Yes, exactly. Like,
and then
it's
And then you figure the whole thing with the 5 families, and if their fortunes were all reinforced by a lie and a robbery, which created the town, which caused the town to be destitute to begin with. And then here's the other thing. There's 2 big things we can't forget. Because like I said, Gotham City was run by the mob, first and foremost. What's the other big thing that goes on in Gotham City that no one ever talks about?
Scandal? Crime?
You talking about
no one
trafficking?
talks about them. Not a whisper word is said.
Yes. For those who don't know, he's talking about the court. The Court of Owls.
And we'll do an episode on them because the fuckery that those boys are involved in runs deep also.
Oof.
Oh, I agree. We should
I think
do an episode
Gotham
on
did a
them.
very
That
good
would be
job.
fun.
Yeah. I think Gotham did a really, really good job on the court.
When I tell you that the fuckery runs deep, it runs deep. Like Dick Grayson was this close to becoming a talent. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yep.
The Haley Circus apparently traveled around taking in orphans and turned them into talons for the Court of Owls.
Which is insane.
Shit.
Like that's corruption at the deepest level. Like,
so
that's
you think
child
about it that
trafficking.
way, like his parents could have been talents.
Right?
Wow.
Now, I want to specifically talk about Miss Sofia Gigante. I want to talk about this amazing character.
Go ahead.
Like, so from the start of the show, like from the start of the show, she's depicted as, this, recovering lunatic, just got out of Arkham. Everyone thinking that, she's just pretending to be, okay, and pretending to be sane. She's gonna go back out on another killing spree. They called her the Hangman because, she would find her victims and hang them, and they were all female prostitutes.
Yes.
And but she just has this air about her as she's talking, as she's walking, as she's, interacting with characters. Like, she has this air for that she can snap at any second.
Yeah, you want to know who her character reminds me of?
Go.
Amanda Young from the Saw series.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yes, I
completely
understand what you're type of like craziness in her.
Because
silent but deadly type shit.
Because you had the whole thing happen to get revealed because Amanda Young got sent to prison on a trumped up drug charge and wound up getting strung out while she was locked up. So when she came home, she was a full blown addict. So when you look at it from that aspect, because when you find out that, once again, spoiler alerts for anyone who's listening, who's not caught up on the Penguin. 5, 4, 3, 2. When you find out that she's actually innocent of said crimes and that they were looking into her father, and this goes back and ties back into the Batman movie because Selena Kyle, who is played by the beautiful and lovely, talented Zoe Kravitz, she mentions that her mother was murdered and someone strangled her and killed her.
Oh man, I didn't even catch that part.
Because she says that Carmine Falcone was her father. So Sophia and Selena are sisters.
Oh shit!
Yes. That part I
forgot about that.
I caught.
Oh,
they make no mention of, and I think that's pretty interesting. I think the acting in this show is phenomenal. Like when you see her character beginning of the show, like in comparison to the present episodes, like the evolvement that she goes through, like the
Evolution.
yes, evolvement is not a evolution is the word that I was thinking of. But yeah, that's a dramatic difference. Like, because she knows who she is now, and it's just completely different to who was blamed, like a scared young girl who was blamed for crimes that she did that didn't know what was going on, and now
Yeah,
she took control of the entire situation.
And the worst part was she was framed by her father, a man that she loved and trusted.
Nah, son, that's not even the worst part. The worst part was the fact that it all got quote unquote pinned back to her mother's suicide, and then she realized her mother didn't commit suicide.
Oof.
Yes, she realized that night, spoiler alert again, that she saw the scratches on her father's hand. And that's why when the reporter wanted to talk to her and those pictures of this, and that's when she made that realization, and she was in the middle of it. What am I doing?
Yeah, because first
she like shut down.
Like her first kind of realization was at the little charity event. And the lady, the reporter popped out on her then and started showing her pictures, and she saw the nails.
Yeah.
Of the women, and then she clicked back and remember that her mom's nails were like that too. And then that's why she's like, I don't want to believe it, but let me see what, because at first she's like, maybe the same person killed my mother, maybe it wasn't hanging. But then she gets there and then she tells her more, and then she finds out that they're looking for her father. She's like, no, there's no way that my father killed my mother. That's impossible. And that's why she's like, no, we never talked. Get out of here. Leave it alone.
Let's just say,
fucking
Oz.
Let's
just point out that that's extremely traumatic for a child.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that probably scarred her for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
But good now.
Yeah. And then not only having to go to Arkham for 6 months, but then to have
she was there for years.
No. Well, no. Remember, she was initially, but she was initially only sentenced to 6 months for an evaluation.
Oh,
and then while she was in there, and it came time for her evaluation to be up, they decided to keep her there because her father paid them off to keep her there and to keep her quiet.
Yep. Paid the judge off.
Yeah, paid the judge off, and then he paid the head doctor off. Yeah. So and that's and then to know in your heart that it was your father that had to put you there and is paying these people to do these things to you.
Not to mention other members of your family.
Yeah, other members of your family that knew about this and didn't stick up for you.
So her whole idea of what love is a lie.
Yeah, it ended up getting thrown right out the window.
Like she learned real quick the only person she could trust was her brother.
Yeah, because he's the only one that stuck by her side. And then you just get out, only to find out that your brother, the only person that had your back, is dead. The only person that, pretty much helped you through everything and stayed by your side when everyone else abandoned you is dead. Yeah. No. All right. So I feel like Sophia has been absolutely right in every step that she's taken thus far. I stand with Sophia. Because
I agree with what you're saying when you say right. I mean, it's wrong, but it's right.
I mean,
because it's just so messed up.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, clearly the actions are wrong, but I stand with her because everything she's doing is, absolute. And to me, it's considered sane.
Yeah, I get your
Because if
point.
you look at it as a
because
fact,
it
all her
makes sense.
actions, yes, all her actions make sense for someone who had been tortured for 10 years in an insane asylum for something that she didn't do when she was framed by her father, who actually killed her mother. And then to get out and find out that the only person had your back is gone, it's completely sane for her to be acting the way she's fucking acting.
Funny because I think in the beginning we really don't know if she's actually insane or not.
If she wasn't when she went in. Now she is.
Oh, I believe absolutely she can make people insane. I mean, that said, I think that her choices were completely sane, or that she was making, because they made sense to her because she was doing them for herself, nobody else. She started living her life for herself because now her father's gone.
And I feel like her revenge on her family was so poetic, because if you look at it and think about it, it's like she's like, you guys took my life. Then when I come back, you tell me that I need to leave and go get a new life.
Like you motherfuckers who are supposed to be working for me are trying to push me out.
Mm-hmm. And so, because she was supposed to be the one in charge when Carmine died.
No, it was supposed to be Alberto, but
no. Well, no. It technically per their laws, it was supposed to be Alberto, but he said, "Fuck the laws." Since he used to have a family, he can do that. You know what? I'm changing. Alberto can't get shit done. You can. You have. You do. I'm tapping you to be my successor. And at that dinner,
Alberto was also strung out. He was also a drug addict. So I think another one.
That was after. Before, he was just an alcoholic, but he got into the drops after she went in. Yeah, she found out after, when she was she had dinner with Oz for the first time, because she got serious and she was like, "Did you kill my brother?"
Yeah, I think that Carmine had planned to give her the kingdom up until she found out.
Well, yeah, until Oz told him.
Yeah. Yep.
Nah, yeah. Yep. It was all the way up until Oz told him about the meeting with the reporter. Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, that entire story arc is absolutely crazy. And then again, we're talking about cast. We gotta talk about Renzi Feliz. My boy plays Victor Aguilar. If y'all don't know who Renzi Feliz is, go watch The Runaways. Go watch go back to Teen Wolf. He was in
Teen Wolf.
yeah, he was actually an important character in one of the seasons. I can't remember off the top of my head, Triage. But yeah, Renzi Feliz, he's an awesome actor. Playing Victor. Then of course we got to talk about Salvador Moroni, played by Clancy Brown, aka Are You Ready Kids, Mr. Krabs. And then even way more than that. He does a shit ton of voice acting. He does a shit ton of acting. He's
Lex Luthor.
Yeah. And then and then on top of that, he was also in the first Highlander movie.
Oh, so he's been at.
Yeah, he's been at it for a very long time. And if you watch Sleepy Hollow, he plays the sheriff in Sleepy Hollow. Shawshank Redemption, Starship Trooper, Pet Cemetery 2. He was in Gen V. Gen V, he played the headmaster of Godolphin.
Oh wow. Oh
Yup.
wow, yeah. Yep.
John
You're
Wick
right.
4, fucking Lost and Invincible, fucking The Batman, like everything. He's even voiced in the Avatar. Yeah, this man is everywhere.
I think I'm gonna call it. I think there may be some awards here for the acting.
There should be. Most definitely should be.
Should be, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we got Mark Strong as well. He's an amazing actor. For those who don't know, think of something recent. I'm pretty sure he was in The Gentleman, and then he was also in Kingsman as well. Like he's also an amazing actor. He's also done voice acting as well. He was in I think he played Moriarty in the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Never seen him.
And then so Shazam, he played the what's his name? The Dr. Savani.
Yes.
The bad guy. Yep. Yeah, this man, he's just like he's everywhere as well. He was in Green Lantern, Kick-Ass. He's gonna be in the new Dune show coming out, Prophecy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So yeah, he's everywhere. So this cast is absolutely amazing, star-studded, and there's more. So there's Theo Rossi. Many of you may not know his name, but he plays Julian Rush, the psychiatric doctor that fell in love with her.
Oh yeah, he's.
I wish I could. I wish he would take a more like main character role in his career, because every time I've seen him, he's always been playing like the side character, or a supporting character, especially with you look at Luke Cage, same thing. Then there's been a few other things that he's been in where he's been kind of like Sons of Anarchy. I think he was in like When the Bow Breaks, Lowriders, Army of the Dead, that new one that came out on Netflix. But like, yeah, I just wish more of his current roles were more like, like main characters.
A main
right
role.
Now,
yeah.
No, absolutely. But I think he's an amazing actor.
His acting is very good.
No, absolutely. I definitely want to see more from him as an actor. But yeah, their main cast is fucking star-studded. Not to mention Michael Kelly as well. he's been fucking everywhere too. But the cast for the show is absolutely fucking amazing.
Agreed.
But yeah, let's talk about Victor's character real quick. Because I kind of like I kind of like what they're doing with Victor's character too.
Yeah, I mean the whole reason I think didn't straight up just shoot him was literally because he couldn't get the words out of his mouth quick enough.
Yeah. Yep.
And Oz saw that, and immediately that hit a soft spot for us. That's Oz himself, Not with the stuttering, but something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is a good point. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Holy
saw
hell.
him
Yeah.
stutter and felt that same pain that he has, like whenever he tries to walk and people judge him for the way he walks.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And that's why it was like, whoa, calm down, take a breath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he did. I feel like Oz definitely sees a lot, a lot of like characteristics of himself and reminds him a lot of himself when he was younger. You know what I mean? Vic lost his family. He was on the streets. Oz was also on the streets, had to scrounge, to get what he needed. This kid's doing the same thing. And then,
Yep.
he thinks back to him talking to Falcone, to Alberto about that story and about that guy. He's like, maybe this is my shot. Maybe it's my time, to give back to somebody, that, is just like me. So I everything. And then, most recently with him finally taking the shot and him like taking someone out on his own for the first time. And
that
then
was
like
a lot.
That was a lot. That was really, really a lot. And that
Handled
was a
like
very
fucking man.
What happened?
That he handled it like a fucking man.
He did.
He did.
Somebody that he knew since he was a kid,
Yeah.
But he knew immediately. He knew immediately what he was going to have to end up doing.
Yeah,
and he tried
went
avoiding
there
it
with
the
that
whole
gun.
time. But basically, choice anymore.
Yeah, he had to, because either Oz was going to kill him for it, or he
was
took
over
him
either
out.
way.
Yeah. And I think he
So,
definitely delayed it.
I think
long enough.
Victor knew that. I think that probably helped Victor.
Yeah, he definitely went there knowing that he was going to have to shoot him. He tried to talk him out of it. In the end, he was like, I got to do what I got to do, because he went there with the gun.
Especially after the words that come out of Squid's mouth. I go look for about the woman that he saw Victor with. And if you honestly think that Victor is going to harm Oz's mom, man.
And but I also think that was in a way to try to help Squid, to save Squid as well, because he knows what was going to happen to Squid if he did something to Oz's mom.
No, he knew something was going to happen to him. Fuck Squid.
Well, yeah, both. But at the same time, remember, Squid is also one of the last ties he has to his old life.
But my thing with that is that I think you guys are also misreading this. It's not so much that, because he wasn't a good part of his life. He wasn't one of his boys.
No.
Like, he was someone that he knew was a criminal. He knew was going to try to extort him or try to get over on him. And it's like, I think he didn't want to push that boundary because he didn't want to go nose to nose with someone who he thought or knew was tougher than he was. Like it probably took every fiber of his being to pull that trigger and shoot him. But it's one of them things like, oh, all right, now he knows he can do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Going
Yes.
forward, I definitely think that we're going to see, these last 2 episodes. I definitely think we're going to see a lot more action.
That's just like when you saw him driving the car and he turned around, he rolls up and the Penguin's about to get ganked, and he's like, "Oh, fuck that!" Hits the gas, take that.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, and there's definitely been, a lot of he's had so much character progression, like
I think we're gonna see him make more choices that are just because he's gonna have to do some things in the future like this again, and Oz even tells him it gets easier. Now he's made a decision where he can't go back.
Mm-hmm. He's in it now.
Man, fuck that. No evidence, 100%. No bit.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
Could have been me. He said, I do my shit like John Gotti, feed a nigga to the sharks after dark, man. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, hey, he got away clean.
That he knows, that he thinks.
That he knows of, that he thinks of, because we don't know. We didn't necessarily see Squid die. We saw him like breathe one last time, like he was dying. But who's to say that he didn't get caught, like somebody, saved his life right after
a lot of homeless people in Gotham City.
What happened?
So a lot of homeless people in Gotham City.
A lot.
Saw that shit.
Yo, maybe Mr. I'm
what
just
happened?
joking.
What was that?
I said maybe Mr. Freeze finds him.
Oh,
jeez.
I'm just
That'd
joking.
Crazy.
That was a joke.
That would be crazy. Well, this new movie is supposed to be about Freeze.
Really?
I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but Penguin takes place in between those two movies, and you can see that certain places are still trying to recover from the water damage, because this takes place only a few weeks after.
Yes, it does. It's only not that long after the seawall explodes.
Yeah, so there's still places that are flooded, and then if you look at I'd say that the setting of the show and like the time frame it takes place in, as the show is getting towards its end, it's getting colder out. We're starting to see snow on the ground.
Interesting.
So the setting, the time frame could be leading into winter. So it would make sense for for it to be about Freeze. And I would love to see the way they're going to do that, because I respect it and
could
enjoy.
Could you imagine? Like, I can only imagine what the character development and what he's going to look like in this world. Like,
yeah, because you saw the way that they did the Riddler, and I enjoyed that. A different, like such a very different take. I didn't say I necessarily liked it, but I definitely enjoyed the idea of taking a new take on the character. But I mean, did I like that? No.
All I think of when I think of Mr. Freeze is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And his ice party.
It's awful. It's awful.
Oh,
now,
all I think
you guys have got to stop denying it.
Over his face.
You guys have got to come to terms with the fact that Batman and Robin is the best adaptation of Batman ever made.
Keaton, right? No. That one is
Man Forever.
Come on, George Clooney.
Yeah. That one's Clooney. Yeah. So wait, you said it's the best?
That's the greatest Batman movie ever.
You're fucking with me right now.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, I just want to make sure that you're serious.
That is
you're not joking.
That is the most comic accurate depiction of Batman to date.
Thank you. Finally, someone else.
It was comically accurate. Like, I think when you watch a movie that is specifically adapted from a comic and you can tell it's from a comic, I think that's a success.
Yes. That would like I thoroughly enjoyed it. Because it was funny. I thought it was funny. I loved it. Yo, thank you. Finally, someone else. Thank God, someone else. But yeah, man, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do because this show is definitely leading into that, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And then that's what I mentioned, like she completely like Sophia just literally murked her entire family. And it showed that she knew what she was doing. It wasn't a manic moment. She intentionally got her little cousin up out of bed and brought her outside of the house so she wouldn't get killed by the gas.
She also took the time to open the one dude's window so he wouldn't breathe it in.
Exactly.
That's a fact. When the music started playing and it was this upbeat, fun music, I literally started laughing when she started walking through the house and everybody was just gone.
Yeah, and see, I knew she was up to something. I didn't know it was like that. I thought she was gonna go through and massacre them all and like hang them. I thought that's how she was gonna do it. Like after she got her out there, got her to sleep. All right, I'll be right back. Don't worry about it. And then she go in, murk them all, and then leave. But no, she did it the smart way. She made it look like an accident.
Like it was smart and it was so simple.
Yeah. Literally, all she needed to do was put a pipe into the vent right above the gas.
Into the airflow. Yeah.
Right into the airflow.
Just put a simple...
She literally just... and when she went down to turn it off, she just turned the handle, took the hose off, and walked out. Well, skipped out and danced out. And I just feel like this show really is so grounded and so realistic, and I'm having a fucking blast. Watching this show, and the way the last episode ended, where she's there and she actually ends up finding Victor and Oz's mom.
Dan,
and listen, by the way, the spoiler warning is still up, so if you ain't know, now you know.
Very true.
But like, I am so interested to see what happens there.
Honestly,
how that plays out.
I said to myself the same thing. I was wondering what's gonna happen. What is she gonna do? But honestly, let's all remember her goal is to cause Oz as much pain as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not gonna kill his mom. She is going to use his mom to cause us pain.
Mm-hmm.
However that may be, or whatever, to achieve that goal.
I think
we'll see.
I think Oz might end up having to make a choice.
Absolutely detrimental is going to happen, and Oz is going to have to make a very, very difficult decision. And I think that's the way that it's going to end. But I think that we're gonna see what is going to level 2 be after the fact.
Well, I also think it's one of those things where let's not forget the whole thing with the Penguin is that his biggest thing is if you wrong him, he's going to retaliate. And he's going to retaliate twice as bad. So
correct.
We've seen this with every other incarnation of him. So like her biggest thing was that how traumatized she was as a kid when she found her mother dead.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia actually does like Oz. So she's like, but he crossed her. So she might be hesitant to kill her. She might be like, fuck it, and be like, I'm gonna take her out. But he's gonna get his get back in an epic type of way.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget. If you watch Gotham, they killed Oswald's mom and his father in that.
Oh yeah, and that he had sent motherfucker over the board, off the rails. Like that shit was nuts. Like all the shit that he did after that. But so here's my prediction. Here's what I think is gonna happen, right? I think Sophia's going to take both of them, right? Right? Because she knows that he cares about Victor, and clearly he cares about his mom. Right? That's why he took them with him. She's gonna make him choose. She's gonna be like,
you know what? You know what? That makes sense to me.
He's gonna kill his mom.
Make the decision to kill his mother because he's already had this conversation with his mother.
Yep, I think he's gonna say, he knows
his mother
his
literally
mom wants to go. She wants to go. She wants him to do it. So while she has them trapped, he's gonna shoot and kill his mom.
Well, she is also her mind is wandering. So
yeah, and that's why she's like, go ahead.
What if Oz takes control and shoots his mom, takes that power from Sophia? Is he capable of making that decision?
Yeah. He'll have that decision between, all right, what do you want? Do you want your mother or do you want the power? You kill me, you get the power. But
that's
you
crazy.
Don't kill me, I kill your mother. What do you want more? You want your mother or you want the power? Or they can fuck around and end up killing Victor.
I hope not,
man. I hope not. She kills Victor, takes his mom, and then that's what sends him, and that's what sends him over the edge. He goes inside, sees his mom gone, sees Victor bloodied because she had a crowbar in her hand.
Yes.
He
I
finds
have
Victor
a
beaten to
question.
death. Yeah.
In the series, in anything, Batman that has the Penguin in it, is it known that the Penguin operates alone? He obviously has a posse.
Usually,
right?
yeah. Usually he does. Unless he's hiring like henchmen. I know there was a scene in The Batman where he got the villains together, like it was like fucking Killer Croc, I think Bane, Man Bat.
Oh,
and
yes, I remember
he
that.
got them all together. What happened?
The episode was called Team Penguin.
Yep, Team Penguin. Yep. But like for the most part, I'm pretty sure he does work alone, unless working with someone else will benefit him in the end, unless he's like trying to con someone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
On his regular stuff, it's just sad.
Yeah, I was in comparison to the show. just because I really don't think that they would just outright kill off Victor. That, I mean, because it's obvious Penguin cares about Victor.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. I
Again,
think that's what could set
like
him off.
the whole reason why pain so hard is because of the pain that he feels that people him. So that's the only reason I asked.
Or, I just thought about it. Or she gives him the choice. He chooses his mom, and he kills Victor, and then she still kills his mom.
Oh my God, man, it's so twisted.
Yeah. Because I'm just saying, like, if I'm out for blood and I'm in a situation like that, yeah, you took something I loved from me, all in your quest for power. I'm going to take everything you love. Well,
I
no,
can
she took,
picture her
yeah, no,
saying that.
technically he took everything from her. Her position in her family, her father's love, her freedom, her sanity,
Nah,
her
I wouldn't say
reputation.
that. I wouldn't say that. That's a result of her own doing.
What, the sanity?
No, because her father's biggest thing was she knew too much, and then she was talking to the wrong people. You gotta remember, his dad, her dad was the Don. He ran the city. Like that'd be like if Don Corleone found out his kid was talking. Like, whoa, 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 hold on.
Well, that's the thing. He wouldn't have found out if Oz didn't say anything in order to get into his good graces.
He didn't found out.
Maybe, but that the thing is, Oz also, you know for a fact, Oz did that shit out of spite because of the way that she
I mean,
talked to him in the car.
He admitted to her like remember that conversation they had. He basically just admits to her that yeah, I did it. I him, I got nothing, and it gave me a life. Like the tears. So I mean, like, she knows that he
Nah, I feel like, but it's also, I also feel like Oz didn't know what was going to happen. I don't think
think that
Oz
he
knew
didn't know that
about her father.
he didn't know that her father was going to pin all those murders on her. No way.
Yeah, exactly. And so he feels guilty about it, but at the same time, in that moment, he had to, stand firm. He's talking to essentially his business partner and pretty much the person in charge. So he needs to make it sound like, you know what I mean? He knew what he was doing and he did it, because he wanted to. But I feel like that's also Oz's character though. And like they actually said, the leader of the triad says it. And then he's like, this guy will con, scam, and kill anyone
True.
to
Yeah.
get what he wants. He will betray
Yeah, it's
anyone
very true.
to get what he wants. So why should we sit here and trust him? You know what I mean? And that is a very, good definition of the character. That's what he does. He was throughout the Batman, that he was scamming the Falcones and the Maronis. He was playing both sides of the field, getting paid from both sides. So, and which ended up leading to Salvatore being arrested and Carmine killed.
It's crazy. What? Oh, wait. No, never mind. I answered my own question in my head.
But no, yeah. So let's take a quick break. Let's hear from our podcast friends again, and then we'll get back with our final remarks.
Going on, everybody? Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Roomful of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I will have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this: you're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
All right, and we're back. Again, like I said, please go check them out. They're doing some awesome things. They have so much amazing work between all of them. It is absolutely amazing. All right, let's get into our final remarks. So the overall. All right, let's start it like this. Overall, what would you rate the show thus far and why?
Ooh, okay. That's good.
I don't know, because like I'm interested in seeing where it goes. Because that would really depend on like what my final like score is. Because a big thing about like a show or a movie, it's how it finishes. So if it has a good ending to it, that's a big part of like of the overall rating for a show. So, but as of right now, I'm gonna give it, honestly, I'll give it a solid 9.5. And then depending on the ending, it can go up to a 10, or it can drop itself down to about an 8. But everything thus far, if the ending's bad, to me, it's gonna drop it down to an 8 for me.
I give it an 8.5.
Yes. Why is that?
I give it an 8.5 because to me, like I said, to me, it still has so much potential. There's a lot of things they could dive into.
Mm-hmm.
Other characters they could introduce, but it's one of those things where I'm not sure what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, and I'm just waiting to see.
I agree. Like I said, so that I'll go, because I said 9.5. Yeah, just to make it fair and non-biased, yeah, I'll give it a 9. I give it a 9 because I like how it ties in to the previous film and how it seems to be leading into what's going to be a problem for the next film. Um, I feel like visually, I love it visually. It looks really, really nice. It like the way it's shot, cinematography, it's very well done. And then Colin Farrell's all his prosthetics, like he looks like a completely different person. Like he embodied a completely different person in that acting. Colin Farrell deserves some kind of award for this. He deserves some kind of award for this. Because
I
he's
agree.
also a hardcore. He's a hardcore Irishman. He's Irish,
Very Irish.
yeah, full, very very strong accent. Yet, if you were just to only watch like many of his American-made film work, like his English accent is so solid. It's so good.
So good.
SWAT, when he was in SWAT, like I didn't know that he was Irish or had an accent until way later. Way later. I thought he was an American actor.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was younger, I thought he was related to Colin Farrell. I'm sorry, Will Ferrell. But yeah, I had no clue. So he definitely deserves a win for it. That's why I give it a 9 that's why I'll give it a 9 for right now. The acting, the scenery, the cinematography, it's all giving me 9 vibes right now. Yeah, what about you? What would you give it, Jay?
But you know what? Before I rate, do we have a second season yet or no?
No, not that I know of. I don't know if season 2 has been announced yet. It's probably going to be after the new movie.
Gotcha. Okay. No, I was just wondering on that. Okay, rating. I think I'm gonna have to also give it a solid. Only my reasons is because I just love a wholly realistic feeling that watching this series gives you, and for a Batman series and the Batman world of Gotham, it's just such a strong portrayal. You literally feel like the world that they're in. So that's the reason why I'm gonna give it a 9.
So we got 2 9s and you said an 8.5, Triage?
Yep.
To me, I'd round that up to an overall 10. Like between all of us, I'd round it up to a 10.
Nice.
I would round it. I would round it up to a 10. Just we got an 8, we got a 9, 8.5. But everyone who's watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking through this long. How would you rate the Penguin series on HBO Max? Drop it in the comments before we head on out of here. What would you rate the Penguin? Let us know. Tell us. Let us know. Now with that rating, what would your final remarks be on the show overall? What are you getting? What have you gotten from the show? What have you learned from the show? What are your thoughts on the show overall thus far? More so, I should say.
I would have to say that thinking who someone is just from off their appearance or what they show you does not remotely cover who they truly could be. or who they have the ambition to become.
Mm-hmm. No, I absolutely agree. It's the same thing as just don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. And now for me, I would second that, but also say that like as a person, like you shouldn't let you know you shouldn't let how you physically look, or what your physical capabilities are. If you have a disability any type of way, don't let that be a reason why you're not able to do something. Don't allow it to hold you
Yes.
back.
Don't ever think that a physical disability make you less capable than anybody else.
Yeah. So that's a really big thing for me that I've gotten out of the show. So it looks like JD from YouTube. It's easily a 9.5. I feel every episode has gotten better and hooked me even more. I can't wait to see the new episode tonight after I get off of work. No, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out as soon as I can because I got to see the way this is going. I no, definitely agree with you, JD. Um, but yeah, just like don't like you said, Dre, don't let somebody say that you can't do something. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
can, as long you do
Mm-hmm.
what you got to do, and push through. Like I don't know, that's what I get from it because like he's not letting anything stop him for what he wants.
Right, my boy Carter. Shout out to you, brother. My boy Carter always says that there's three perceptions to you. There's the way the world sees you. There's the way you see yourself, and then there's the way like your close family or associates see you.
Mm,
As a man, you can wear many
That's
hats. Brother, friend, husband, son, father. But it's like,
mm.
what depiction of those is going to be the most important for you?
yes.
Which
I
one should it
like
be?
that.
It should be the depiction of self because other people's assumptions are not your truth.
Mm,
Other people's assumptions are not your truth.
Trueness to thyself. I think that the other uh really important aspect that comes to my mind, family.
Family. Yep.
Having to do with the show.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. But why would you say that? What brings that to mind for you?
talk about me.
Um
Oh no, Jay.
uh it just comes to my mind because in the real world, in everyday life, family, that's got sometimes, unfortunately, family just happens to be the people that you're related to. That's all they are to you. And, with those types of relationships, it's hard, but, uh, to me, that's all we really got. Those are the people that stick by you, support you, and
Mm-hmm.
unconditionally love you. And I
Nah,
watch the Penguin. That's what he feels.
yeah, no, absolutely, and I think that ties back to what you said about him, Triage, where he's like, if you wrong him, one of those things is by messing with the people that he loves. You know what I mean? Clearly that's something. And then, but it's also about like the people that are loyal to him. Oz is loyal to those that are loyal to him. Like Victor's loyal to him, so he loves him. That's like he's like a little brother to him. So
Absolutely.
that he's family now. Then he has his mother. So when Sophia does whatever she's about to do, there's gonna be hell to pay for it. And again, I like right now, to me, Sophia has to be one of the best damn villains DC has like live action right now. Like, she is legit villainous.
I mean, who are we really comparing her to at the moment?
I don't even know what DC has right now. What DC has going on right now. Like, the only thing I know that they got in the pocket right now would be, look at the, let's not forget the bullshit that just happened with Joker 2. Let's not forget that bullshit.
I've not seen it, so I plead the fifth.
I have not seen it, but there's no reason for you to be making a Joker film a musical.
I like musicals.
I can't stand musicals. Like maybe like plays, like an actual like play. Okay, right, but like something that something I'm watching for the story, and then they just burst out singing. I hate it. That's why like the whole last season of Riverdale, the whole last 2 seasons of Riverdale, I hate it. They were literally singing every other
focus.
episode.
Like it breaks.
Yeah, it takes you out of the story. But again, when there's
what you're saying,
if there's something that's all musical, like they're literally just singing everything that they're saying, like a musical, like the entire show was a musical from beginning to end. We're not having these little moments of, us talking, blah 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 blah, and then, oh no. So that fuckery with Joker, but
the hills are alive.
They got something going on. They got whatever crap's going on with Creature Commandos. Only other thing they got really that's going to have an actual villain to it, but even then, I can tell that this villain really is going to be villainous. It's Superman Legacy.
Oh,
yeah.
We ain't heard no chat about who the villain for that is.
I heard that they're jumping the gun. No point intended. Going straight to Brainiac.
That would be interesting.
That would be a tragedy.
Yes
would be
and
an
no.
Absolute tragedy.
Yes and no.
I mean, they could do it. They could do it. They definitely could do it. But it's a tragedy because if it's done right, great. But if it does wrong, if it does not do well, they do it wrong, it's going to fold this supposedly new universe in on itself, because Brainiac is such a big character. First off, you're starting off with, you're starting out strong. You're coming out swinging off rip. You're using your strong character, your big characters off rip. Right.
One of
that is following behind Henry Cavill, which everyone, like a majority of people, liked him as Superman. And then there was a whole fight to get him back. Came back for one movie, then he threw him away again. And everyone loves Henry Cavill and his acting and stuff like that. And so, like, you got this guy who I don't even know what the hell else this guy's been in, playing Superman when the wound from the last situation is still open for a lot of people. So if this movie does bad, it's going to bomb, because it'd be one of those, I fucking told you so, you shouldn't have made the shit, blah 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 blah. All right, I can already see it. I can already see it now. But if they do it right, it could really, like, this is a make or break for them right now. This is a make or break for them right now. So, but yeah, no. So I don't, everything that I know that DC has going on, like, I don't see anyone else that is truly as villainous as they're portraying Sophia to be. Not yet, anyways.
Well, she
She
learned a hard
is
lesson.
evil.
Just because a motherfucker's born into your family doesn't mean you stay family.
Mm-hmm.
I got some cats, so I share the same last name. When I catch them in the street, I'm gonna cut their fucking faces.
Like, literally,
That's
I strongly,
that's literally why I said they just happen to be people you're related to.
yeah, I strongly believe in the water. No, the blood of the covenant is stronger than, or thicker than, the blood of the womb. Wait, no, blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Right? The blood of the covenant means the people that you mate, that you choose to be around. The covenant, your friends. You know, the people you choose your family. You can't choose who you're related to, but you can definitely choose your family. And she chose to no longer be a part of that family.
Oh yeah, she did.
You know, and she made her own family. You know, and the same thing with Oz. He's making his own family. Look at Salvador. He just lost his family. That was some gangster shit that Oz did, though. That was gangster as fuck.
Oh yeah.
That was so fucking gangster. Damn. But no, man, I love the show. I've been enjoying the show. I can't wait to see what these last 2 episodes have in store. It's been great so far, and I want to see how it leads into the next movie. I don't know, man.
Agreed.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I personally think it's gonna be great. It hasn't given me anything to doubt it thus far. So we shall see. But for now, we'll leave it at that. This has been the Super Breakdown. I'm Power Maximus. We're here with Low Triage, the one, the only, the Dark Legacy himself, Jason M40, and we will be back next week, coming to you live and direct. What do we want to talk about next week?
Agatha?
Triage, you caught up with Agatha? Sir? Sir?
Yes, sir.
You caught up with Agatha?
Agatha?
Yeah.
Of course I am.
All right. So you wanna do a quick wrap up of Agatha next week, and then we can jump onto some new stuff.
I would really like to go over Harry Potter for this year is over.
What?
Oh, what?
Say fucking less. Say fucking less.
I'm down.
Next week? Or do you want to wait until December?
We can wait until December.
Okay. There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone and other. You can look forward to a Harry Potter episode in December. Most 100% fucking definitely.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we will get back to y'all later this week and let y'all know what we're doing next Sunday. Please tune in. Always here. YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Facebook. Follow us on our Instagram, The Super Breakdown, at everywhere. And we will be coming to you live and direct. Same place, same baddie time, same baddie channel. And as always, remember, fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time.
Fuck prep.
Yeah.